Yo, what is up, everybody? It is your boy Skywalker OG coming at you with some more Rise of Kingdoms content. And today we're going to be discussing Jadwiga YSS. And is there an actual meta change in the Garrison in Rise of Kingdoms today? Well, guys, let me just say this. If you are in the situation, now I'm showing these Bastion skills because I was hearing a lot of 307 getting a lot of good reports because of the fact that they have all Cav Bastion skills, and I'm here to tell you that you do not need an insane amount of Cav Bastion skills for Jadwiga YSS to be top notch, top tier. Now, let's go ahead and get on with it. If you are in a situation where you have your front flag, your pass, your fort, if you're in the situation where you know you're only going to be facing solo rallies, or you're going to be facing double and you can swarm the secondary rally, then Jadwiga YSS, to me, hands down, is the best garrison in today's meta. I have not seen a single commander pair that goes head up with Jadwiga YSS and win at all. We are showing you the reports from our 916 KVK. Of course, you have the Death Gun rally playing off in the background, and the reason why I showed Death Gun's rally is because honestly that was the best report that these guys got against us. Death Gun ran about a 2.5-3 hour long rally against our pass, and then Giuseppe, whatever the heck his name is, he kept sending out these archer rallies. They were also sending out some cav rallies. They just kept machine gunning double rallies at this pass. And here's one of the reports. It actually broke it down into two different reports. This thing was so long, and on the second report it was so dang long the game kept crashing every time I tried to go to the other double rallies that they kept hitting us with. So we didn't even get to get that in the report, but you will see on here some of the double rallies that did connect. Of course, they were doing a very good job on keeping this Pakal Herald filled up at all times. You'll see the trade is very good for them. They were keeping it topped off, filled up. Death Gun has all crit gear. Obviously, he's got really good gear. And of course, Torxic and Giuseppe, whatever, was sending these right here, these Archer Nebu or Gilgan Nebu rallies straight at the gut and canceling as soon as they got low, which was very good on their part. And this was probably, both of these reports together, because they are technically one report, were the worst trades that I've seen on a Jadwiga YSS garrison so far. And honestly, if I'm taking double rallies like this where the enemy is able to sustain them, we cannot swarm them, I'm not too upset with these kind of trades, because as you can see, all the AoE is obviously bringing back some of the report in our favor. Obviously, we're not going to make up that 5 million troop difference in the top part of this report just off of AoE, but we can make up 2.5-3 million troops throughout this whole 2.5-3 hour rally with just smacking all of these marches standing out in front of the pass with AoE. As you see it here, there's a lot of them trying to get into the rally that's just getting hit. Here's the secondary part of that report. Like I said, guys, this one was a very long one, and probably the worst spot that you would want your Jadwiga YSS to be in, and we still did not too bad. If this was the worst report that I got all KVK, I would be pleasantly happy. Now, with that being said, we're gonna see a lot of these fort rallies from OV and a couple of fort rallies in just a second, and you will just see just how good Jadwiga YSS is against a solo rally. Keep in mind, guys, we were doing the Minatami debuff, we were doing the Chandra debuff. I know people are upset about being able to do that one troop debuff, but I'm sorry, guys, this is not a new thing. I know Dragothian and a lot of the other YouTubers blew it up and made it look like, you know, this is a meta breaking thing, it's new to the game. This is not a new thing. Those debuffing marches are not new. I was doing it back in 225 whenever I was the king there. If you read your commander's skills, it is a part of the skill. They all have a chance, or with Tommy, she has a 100% chance, but all of them have a chance to apply a debuff or a buff to the thing that you are hitting. The one troop trick is not an exploit. It is not a bug. It is not a glitch. They're literally, if Lilith, if everybody's having an issue with that, that's been in the game for years now, you will need to speak to Lilith and tell them that they need to redo a lot of these commander skills in order to change that, because it is not a bug or a glitch or an exploit. It is the commander skill, guys. It is in the commander skills. Anyways, these reports we were getting here, here's the counter rally, and I showed and was circling around with the mouse whenever we had the dip down on the garrison for the pass rallies. And the reason for that dip is this right here, guys. I said it and screamed my head off about it. You do not counter rally or swarm a Pakal. You let it go, let it run. Jadwiga YSS will take the trade. The biggest reason why we went bad on this trade is because we were counter rallying it. If you can, do your one troop debuff, and that's it. Don't counter rally the Herald, the Pakal Herald. I know people like to argue that the debuff that you're implying with your counter rally is going to outweigh it, but it is not. It is not going to help you. Here is a straight up rally from our end against Bulldozers, Jadwiga YSS. This is probably about the most even to positive trade I've ever seen against a Jadwiga YSS one-on-one. There was no secondary rally. This was just a 1v1 head up. I'm not sure if it was just the difference in gear. I do know that BT Cyborg is our big whale in 916. He does have full proc gear on these rallies and garrison, so I don't know if it's the difference in the gear or not, but this was about the most even report that we have gotten. And like I said, for a one-on-one, the reports that you've seen earlier where 1256 was getting the numbers, that was constant double triple rallies. Very, very good job to them for doing that. And again, we were still able to hold that pass with that Jadwiga YSS even against those double triple rallies. And of course, they're swarming and counter rallying the Pakal, so that's most likely why we were able to actually pull even against the Jadwiga YSS. It might not even have been the gear. It's most likely the fact that they're buffing our Pakal Herald by swarming it and counter rallying it. I believe now we're gonna start showing some of the 307 reports. Yes, here we go. Here is the Mad Phantom reports, and of course 307 did have the good enough Bastion buffs to do double Cav buffs. I believe at this time we were just doing the Saladin buff and the Sun Tzu skill damage buff or Bastion. Now I will also throw in Mad's gear if he'll let me. We are still trying to get a hold of him on that. As we're making this video, I actually just contacted him to see if we can't show off the gear that he is using for his garrison and the talent trees that he is using for his garrison. I'm not saying that it is the best to use, but I just want to give you guys to let you guys know exactly what we were using. That's why I'm trying to show these Bastion skills that we were using. I want to give full transparency on how these reports were made. And of course, they were using their one troop debuffs against our garrison. We were doing it against their rally. We were all trying to get down that little debuff, even though people keep complaining about it. Everybody was getting down that one troop debuff, baby. Come on. Everybody knows you're going to try to do any little sliver of a tiny bit of a thing that you can do to get the best advantage over your opponent that you can. Come on now. Here's another one. We got another one. They're all good, man. All these reports are good. When you're in a situation where you can get your Jadwiga YSS 1v1 against a rally, you are gonna love it. You're gonna have nothing but smiles. I can tell you that much for sure, especially if you have good gear, good reinforcements, and especially if you're putting down them one troop debuffs. I mean, it is what it is, but them things hurt, man. Those things kill a rally. At one point, OV actually started using some crazy different pairs. We're about to start showing them now. Some CJ Herald pairs coming out. I'm not too sure what they were going with this one, but it did not end up well. I know that we made them very, very upset because they started actually sending Theo rallies on the back end because they wanted to clear out with that AoE, that full AoE. The marches coming in trying to hit with the one troop Tommies, but that report, I wish I was in it so I can give it to you guys, but I was told it was a 2.5 to 1 report. I'm not sure, but I cannot imagine that Theodora on the back end of anything did well. That just doesn't sound too good for me. And then here, I think this is another of the CJ rallies. Yep, here's another CJ Herald rallies. CJ Herald's definitely not the way to go. And of course, we're getting some Swarm picked up as well. Not even Swarm, they're just standing next to the fort, actually. There's not much heal for Jadwiga YSS, but there is so much damage for Jadwiga YSS. It is not even funny, guys. And then of course here is the talent trees that we were using in our 916 KVK. This is Dirt McGurt's gear that he was using for those reports. This is Sleepy Kai's gear that he was using for his reports. And then of course next you will see the 307 talent trees that Mad Phantom was using. And then of course Mad Phantom with all of his proc legendary coming out like a boss. So this is most likely why you've seen the reports heavily in the favor of 307 is just the difference of gear. I mean, let's roll through it one more time. You got Dirt's gear here, you have Kai's gear here, nothing to scoff at. They have pretty much 4 or 5 pieces of the set proc, but then you come over to Mad's gear, and of course it's just all proc trip, guys. Anyways, I hope this helps you out, guys, with your Jadwiga YSSs, and until next time, peace out.